everybody, welcome to the video, and today I'm going to be exploring if the Walking Dead Destinies Platinum is that bad.
Oh, no.
Don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you're new around here. I'm working on a super big project which is gonna be awesome, and if you're not subscribed you're really gonna miss out. And also you can catch me streaming on the channel, and my stream schedule is posted on my Twitter and also the community tab. Enjoy the video. I wanted to play this when the hype died down, and most importantly when it went on sale. I managed to pick it up for £20, which I think is a fair price. As a really big Walking Dead fan for over 10 years now, this game initially really excited me with its unique concept. However, I'm sure we're all aware that the game did actually fail to meet the expectations. I digress, let's get into the Platinum journey and my overall experience with the game. The Platinum journey was fairly straightforward, but do be warned there is no chapter select, so there are some missable trophies. There are 5 acts with 23 episodes within this game, and this covers the events from season 1 to 4 of the TV show. There are 53 trophies, including the Platinum, and by using PSN profile guides, it was pretty easy not to miss any trophies. So the trophies can be broken down into the relevant acts throughout the game. Within Act 1, the following trophies were earned: Invisible, for going undetected in the hospital car park. In episode 2, I earned the following trophies for stabbing a walker, killing 10 walkers in a row, and then killing a zombie when out of stamina. Before leaving the mission, I killed 7 walkers around the car before exiting. Just to note that this mission provided the first opportunity to work towards the Executioner trophy, which requires different executions with different weapons. For this section of the game, I was using the bat to complete 1 execution. In episode 3, I exploded 15 heads with the crowbar for the Touche trophy. Just to note, I also completed an execution here to work towards the Executioner trophy. And one more note is that I found my first skill points for the Well Prepared trophy. I then trained 5 walkers and killed them for a grenade for the fire in my dead. And then my first big choice of this season had me choose between Merle and T-Dog. As I am familiar with the show, I thought that it would be fun to create a what if universe. So basically making every wrong decision. Despite Merle being an awful person, I decided to free him and leave T-Dog behind. After this, I earned 10 perks for a trophy. My next trophy again used some stealth mechanics, and I killed 10 zombies while undetected for the Getting By Well trophy. And then also in this mission, I used the fire axe for another execution. The last mission of this season required me to hold out by the RV and escape, but before that I picked up some easy trophies, which can be done by reloading the checkpoint multiple times. As we gain control of Rick, I used his revolver to get 2 headshots with 1 bullet, and then the checkpoint cheese. So the Good Call and Plan Ahead trophies were linked to completing successful expeditions. Bad Call and Bad Planner were achieved for being unsuccessful in expeditions. I then needed to get 2 trophies which are associated to being in different states. So I let the crawler hit me to put me in either a wrathful or panicked state. I then moved on to the holdout area of the mission and killed 6 walkers in a row without reloading my revolver for the Sheriff trophy, and then struggled to find the machete for the next trophy, but I found it eventually, and you just needed to kill 10 walkers with a machete for a trophy. I should also note that I got an execution with the machete. During the holdout, I also found a shotgun and killed enemies without reloading for the No Waste trophy, and then I successfully completed the holdout section, and the RV had above 30% health, which earned me the Safety First trophy, alongside the Welcome to the Apocalypse for finishing Act 1. Moving on to Act 2, the first trophy I earned was mission specific and required me to be the best lumberjack possible. I decapitated 10 heads with a fire axe and a trophy pop. So for the next trophy, I forgot to take out the rubbish, and my girlfriend would not stop screaming at me. So during her scream, I put her down for the Shut Up trophy. I then had a COD zombie flashback and killed 3 walkers for the No Mercy trophy. Then next up I found myself in a gym for a hefty workout. I killed 15 walkers with the sledgehammer using strong attacks, and then the next 2 trophies required me to protect Shane with a sniper. Unfortunately, this montage was not good enough for FaZe, and it consisted only of hard scopes. 1 trophy was for getting 5 kills without zooming out, and then another for getting 15 kills with the sniper. I then killed this big boy with a strong attack for the heavyweight trophy.
He's a big boy, he's the biggest boy, he's a big boy, he's the biggest.
I was then tasked with a choice between saving Beth or saving Carl. In the show, Shane sacrifices Otis. who Beth takes the place for in the game, and this ultimately saves Carl. However, in this twisted universe I am creating, I saved Beth, which actually led to the death of Carl, earning the Destiny Carl, Beth and Maggie trophy. The next trophy on paper sounded quite hard, and it required you to kill all of the walkers that came out of the barn without being hit, but it was actually pretty easy if you train them. The Rage trophy subsequently was unlocked. I then had another pivotal choice to make. This was who will take the leadership of the group.
What happened, Rick? I thought you weren't the good guy anymore. Ain't that what you said?
Continuing my theme of wrong choices, I established the leadership with Shane and won the boss fight in under 3 minutes, alongside concluding the act. The trophies earned here were cold-blooded and survival of the fittest. Within Act 3, I had another choice between Carol and Laurie. Mission 6, I worked my way through the maze of the prison and found a machine gun. I earned a trophy for killing 5 enemies in 10 seconds with the machine gun, and then later in this act I completed the last of my executions for the Executioner trophy. I used Michonne's katana for an execution. I do want to note that you also need to get an execution with the sledgehammer, which I completed in one of the prison missions earlier against a guard with heavy armor. I then concluded Act 3 for the Kill the Dead trophy. Moving on to Act 4, I then toured Woodbury with the governor and collected skill points. Within the mission, you just needed to collect all of the skill points there, so I just did some running around for a trophy. Next up, I made another choice for a trophy, and I decided not to kill the governor's zombified child.
Don't hurt my little girl.
In episode 17, I then needed to escape the compound and did so without reaching 1% for the focus trophy. Next up, I needed to complete episode 18 with only firing weapons, which was pretty simple. You just fired your weapons and didn't press any other buttons. Next up, I completed the infamous pit fight with Daryl. This time it was against the governor and not Mel, due to my prior choices. By completing the fight without dodging, a trophy was earned. As always, we were then rewarded with a trophy for wrapping up Act 4. Starting off the final act, I was extremely efficient and killed 10 walkers through the fence in 60 seconds. Next up was quite possibly the hardest trophy of the game, Shadow. This trophy required you to never get hit by Morgan's sniper rifle in the mission clear. I have to say the controls for this game are clunky enough without having to dodge and run into cover away from Morgan's shots. After some time I did formalize a strategy, and as long as you can get in cover and kill the walkers before they grab you, you're kind of safe. I would then take out all of the walkers in the next section and then move forward and repeat. This strategy works pretty well up until the end where I kept messing up, but after about half an hour I managed to get this trophy. In episode 22 I earned the thick skin trophy for killing enemies with a stab, execution, stomp, melee, firearm and a grenade. Whew, that was a mouthful.
That's what she said.
While playing as Michonne, I made the most of her katana and chopped off 10 heads with the heavy attack for the Headhunter trophy. I do have to say that this trophy was kind of bugged, it just wasn't popping for me. I think I just reset the checkpoint and eventually after repeating the kills a few times it worked, so just watch out for this one. I also then used this room as an opportunity to die for the first time to earn the Walking Dead trophy. To conclude Act 5, I made my final choice between Glenn and Michonne, and then completed the epic tank sequence from the show. This time, instead of the governor attacking the prison, T-Dog was now the antagonist. I blew up the tank and eventually completed Act 5, earning its retrospective trophy and finally earned the most criticized platinum in my library. So to conclude this platinum experience, I honestly did not think it was as bad as people made it out to be. Yes, the graphics did look like a potato. Yes, there were some bugs. Yes, the Walking Dead theme would play way too much. Like, literally, the first mission is probably just about 15 minutes of the same song on repeat. If you didn't know already, I am actually normally really harsh when it comes to games looking like shit and also poor game mechanics, but with this game, I knew what I was getting into, so it kind of softened the blow of the game being like as bad as it was. Like, I wasn't expecting anything good.
If you expect disappointment, then you can never really get disappointed.
The worst aspects of this game definitely had to be the bugs that, you know, were prevalent. I think more so at launch. When I picked up the game months after release, it wasn't that bad. I did run into like one bugs trophy towards the end of the game, as mentioned with Michonne's machete kills not registering, but I just reloaded the checkpoint and it was fine. Would have been more frustrating if I couldn't get the platinum because of it, but there was just a simple workaround. With a game like this, you're always going to expect funny bugs, which we can take you know, comedic humor, and in this case I did. Like, for instance, I killed off Carl at the start of the game, so please tell me why he's making an escape with Shane in the end of the game. Like, he's literally the Walking Dead. He's come back from the grave we dug in the second act or whenever he died. So it's just like little, you know, attention to detail things and bugs like that, which I guess can be frustrating, but it's just almost so comical in a way that, you know, it still slipped into the full game. As a long-term fan of The Walking Dead, I really enjoyed the idea, I guess, or the concept of this. The execution, 100% it was poor. It wasn't great. It was like playing a PlayStation 3 or even like a mobile game. Like, it wasn't the best. Let's keep it $1.50 now. I do think, however, if the developers had more time with this game and weren't constantly pumping out games, I know Game Mill are quite notorious now for spamming games out with very short dev times. I think that if this concept had a better execution and, you know, made the game look nicer, made it look like a true next-gen or current generation a game, I think that there would be better discussion points on this game. I think it's a very interesting concept. Hopefully somebody else can execute it a lot better. I'm surprised that there aren't more games that give this like Marvel what if kind of concepts, because it's a sick idea, and as a Walking Dead fan it really did intrigue me just to see how I could make the story different from the TV show. For me, I'm going to give this platinum a semi thumbs up of whether I recommend to do it. I just think that the bugs and limitations do really hold the game back, but the concept itself is interesting and it is quite fun to explore new things. And as well, being a big fan of The Walking Dead like I am kind of rooting for it, when most people that have picked up this game and slammed it for being as shit as it is, yes, granted, may not be sort of like as invested to the Walking Dead universe as I am. So there's probably some bias there on that. That's why I'm giving it a semi thumbs up of whether one, you should just buy the game, or two, platinum it. I guess it's a platinum rating, I'd say, and I'd say it's a semi thumbs up. The game is kind of horrible in parts. It's interesting and you could encounter some bugs. That's why it's the semi. If there were no bugs there and it was just clean sailing, then it would get a straight thumbs up. And there we have it. That is The Walking Dead Destinies platinumed. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've enjoyed the journey. Maybe I've inspired you to pick it up, or maybe I've put you off from picking it up. Let me know down in the comments below. Don't forget to drop a like if you enjoyed the video, and also subscribe if you're new around here. See you on the next one.